Zeke Lewis in a big situation. Is that how you had it planned today?
I tell our team all the time, the strength of our team is our team, and it takes everybody. And I first want to compliment Casey Mize. That guy's as good as pitcher as we faced. That guy now has 65 punch-outs and 3 walks. We watched over almost 300 pitches on him prior to the game, almost 300. We knew, that guy's as good as pitcher as we faced in a really long time. But the fact that I believe in my heart the threat of the bunt with Trey right there changed the game. And to their credit, they played it great. They played it exactly right. And, luckily for us, we scored the last run. And that's what it was going to take.
Talk about Luke Hires, coming up big in the 9th inning.
Yeah, so Luke now has, Matt tells me, he now has how many home runs? 11 home runs, which is second in the country. But for him to just hang in there and battle, those are 2 of the better arms in our league. And that's their formula. They go Mize, Coker. And before the game, we prepared, you were going to have to get to one of them. Right? You're probably not going to get to both of them because they're that good, but Hired, the way he just hung in there, and the entire time he just kept competing all night was really big. And I tell you who else, Luke Becker had a special night. He has as good as at-bats as anybody on our whole team all night. He was the one guy that got him behind 2-0, ends up hitting a home run. I thought he hit the ground ball hard to second base. Obviously, he gets to get us going in there in the 9th. I'm really proud of our team because last year we did not have any walk-offs. This year we have 2, and both times it took us to score 3 runs. 3 times. It took 3 runs. This is not a deal. This is the number 9th ranked team in the country. Butch Thompson's as good as coach as there is in the entire country. You're going to have to beat him, and you're going to have to earn it. And really proud of our team for not giving up and competing our hearts out right there.
How big of a catch was that for Ben Aklinski coming into the bottom of the 9th? Do you think that really set the tone for the offense?
Did you read my notes right there?
Yeah, just looking at them.
So that's a big play. And you know what? To Ben's credit, he's a special player. Offensively, he really struggled tonight. And I told him he's got to do something good to help our team. That play saves us a run. Who knows? Right? If that scores 5-0 going into 9th, who knows? But that's what it took. And you know what? When you have 2 really good teams going at it, it's always going to take a great defensive play. So when you think about even Hired, think about the job that Hired did tonight at third base. And what about Cole at first base? All the balls he picked in, it was a special team effort, and our team never stopped competing.
Is it more about the makeup of this team that you're hitting more home runs, or is it something that's changed this season?
All coaching. No. This team is really strong and physical, and every team's different. But when you just sit there and you start going through the lineup and you start thinking about guys and how we can beat you, this is a team that it's been recruited that way. And some of the guys, Coach Durant and our strength staff, even Shay with our nutrition staff, have done a phenomenal job with our guys, getting them bigger, faster, and stronger. And for us to be great, we're going to have to hit home runs. And there's times this ballpark can play offensive. And the ability for us to hit home runs obviously changed the game today, and that's how our personnel's this year. Next year might be totally different, but that's the way our team is built this year.
Any concerns, thoughts on Sean? He had a tough outing last time.
Yeah, I thought today he had it going. His pitch count was great. He gave up the 1 run going into the 7th. They got a couple balls. They squared a couple balls up, but he fell behind and gave up the home run. But I thought his stuff was good. And it was clearly good enough to give us a chance to win the game tonight. And my biggest thing that I thought Sean did tonight was what he always does. He just kept competing and gave us a chance to come back in the 9th. So, besides that 7th inning, I thought he pitched and threw the ball exceptionally well.
How great a concern, Mickey, had a couple of relievers come in there a little wild early, and that hurts you. Obviously had to overcome, but what kind of concern is that for you?
Sure, you know what? We challenge our pitchers to throw low strikes when you miss down, and I think the one was way in the other batter's box, right? But the other one maybe missed down a little bit too much. But the fact that, let's just do Jimmy Ramsey. He's one of the guys that threw the ball, but a freshman, he could have went the other way, but he didn't. Yeah. He didn't. Right? What did he do right after that? He just kept shoving. I think he got every guy out after that. So credit to him for not losing faith or not believing anymore. the fact that he just kept going. And that's exactly what our team did. That's exactly what our team did.
Before the game, you guys, if I may, Coach Fanning said something to your team about you guys who aren't playing much, you're going to get your chance. And it's like you said, 2 of them. How does that help you reinforce that message to your whole team?
Well, one thing I'll compliment our coaching staff about is, regardless if you've started every game or you haven't, that we have a plan for every single guy in a situation. And if I say the strengths of our team's our team, and when I go through my lineup card, I mean, I got our guys listed right there in the situations we want to potentially use them. I know who we want to use, in what situations on the mound, and it takes everybody. And you know what? I appreciate the fact that our coaching staff, we treat all our players the same. It doesn't matter.
Right.
So their preparation is key because they know at any point in time they're going to come in. Matter of fact, Zeke takes his pullover off, and I turn around, and he doesn't have his jersey on. I'm like, he don't even have his jersey on. Yeah, and then I realized it was in his pullover, and when he pulled his pullover, the jersey came off with it. But and I said, Isaiah, after the game, I was like, you got to have your jersey. And he goes, I said, I've never known you not to be ready. He goes, oh, no, Coach, I was ready. It just came off with my pullover. I was like, okay. Because that guy is always ready.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's offensive, defensive, he's ready. And, to their credit, we had those 2 guys. And
Did
that's
you
what it
send
took.
Marshall up because he was a switch hitter?
No, we sent Marshall up because I thought he was a good matchup for Coker, and I knew they had the lefties thrown in the bullpen. And regardless, I felt like he was a guy. What we needed there was a ball in play.
Yeah.
So I thought to myself, okay, I'm looking at our bench. Who's the guy that's going to be able to put the ball in play, and who's prepared, for this? And sure enough, that was the guy. We just needed a ball in play, and he was as good as option as we had.
Mentioning Gee, he's kind of the unsung hero. He does so much in the bullpen, and then he also had that big at-bat in Arkansas, and then tonight again.
Yeah, Charlie, our guys love him because you have to have a servant heart to be a catcher. And that guy has a servant heart. That guy sits there and just serves our pitchers all day long. And he's really bright. Matter of fact, he just got accepted into a graduate school program that only takes maybe a handful of people. So he's like really excited about that too. But you talk about a student person player, man, that guy's got it figured out. And he's going to do really good in life when baseball's over. But he just serves. That's what he does, is he serves. So the fact that he was up there and everyone started going crazy right around him is really cool because, man, has he earned that opportunity.
Any news on who will start in place of Thompson this weekend?
No, not yet. We'll go back and look at it and watch the video and read the swings. Obviously, tomorrow's weather does not look good for us. And if we cannot get that game in, we'll end up having to play 2 7-inning games on Sunday. But we haven't yet. We'll go back and watch the video and figure out who might be a good matchup. That's one of the perks of maybe listing it as TBA. We get an opportunity to watch, about 30 plate appearances, 35 plate appearances, and then decide how we want to mix and match from there.
When do you think you'll know? When do you think you'll make a decision on?
The starter?
No.
No,
On
I'm
when do you play tomorrow?
Oh, we'll make a decision in the morning, especially because the game's so early. Yeah, we'll know early. Yeah. Thank y'all for being here.